Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dlyn podcast. With me, as always, I have Dlyn.
Hi. As always, this is a typical occurrence.
And I'm your host, Pepperito, with my son, Salt. So, today on the podcast, with our usual format, we're going to...
The typical one that we always do.
Exactly. We're going to talk about the sensitive subject of monogamy.
Monogamy.
Mm-hmm. I am for it.
I don't think monogamy exists.
All right, next topic. So we're going to talk about... No. Are you personally, in your relationship, Dlyn, are you monogamous?
Currently.
Okay, so is it currently? That means you weren't always?
I don't... It's hard to say. It has been a learned thing that I mean, I don't even know. Here's the deal. Let me take one step back so it's not just a lot of me thinking. I'm of the opinion that if you put words to it, it becomes a fact. And usually when you assign yourself one of those things, people latch onto those facts. So...
Oh, I see.
Prefacing everything we're going to be talking about, this is what I believe right now, but I'm also of the opinion that I can change however I want, whenever I want, and then it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, there's no labels to it. It's just what I am. Because if I label it, people will start to assign me that label.
I see.
And then what if it's not true? Then
right. So you don't want to just like straight up define yourself as polyamorous and then.
Yeah, and then
is that even the right term? I know monogamous
yes.
is like, okay, so it's polyamorous.
Polyamorous is like the almost relationship form of it, whereas it's polygamy when it's multiple marriages.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And polyamory or polyamorous is the typical lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't really consider myself a person of traditional values, but I've never been able to even come close to not being monogamous. I don't know if it's just like jealousy issues or because of past
I used to kind
cheating
of
on me. I don't know.
Feel that like that's what I was starting to get at is that what I mean by a growing thing, like something that I've kind of been thinking of and put a lot of thought into. I mean that like I used to not really think about it much at all and just assume. And then I thought like, okay, love, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
No more.
No more. And I thought like, well, who do I love? Like I tell my parents I love them because I do. I love my parents. And I tell my friends that I love them. I mean, I know that's not a super typical thing, but I do. I love my friends. And
yeah, I mean, I love my friends. I understand that.
And I talk to my girlfriend, and I love my girlfriend. And I don't think that they're any different. I don't think that this is a different feeling that you have when you love your parents versus when you love a significant other. It's just a different intensity of that feeling.
So you're saying that like a significant other is like your stereotypical like romantic love, whereas like familial love is like love diet?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, would you say that you love your friends?
Yeah.
Would you say you love your parents or have loved them? I don't know how you are with... Yeah. And you'd say that you loved your girlfriend.
That's true.
So, are they a different thing? I mean, we call them all love, and they all feel like love.
I guess at like a face value, you would assume it is because generally with a significant other, you have like romantic love, but I guess that's not even necessarily tied to the love factor, is it? That's more of just an attraction thing.
Yeah, I mean...
Because you can love somebody without being attracted to them.
Absolutely.
You can be attracted to somebody without loving them.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm.
Holy shit.
That's what I'm getting at. I mean, when you start to think about then you start to think about what you're getting into, which is this idea that kind of love and sexuality are totally distinct, and that's kind of the declarative part, I think, for a lot of people, because they feel that, you know, romance is love, is sexuality, and then you think about it and you say, well, you know, what's a fling? Like, you felt no connection, you got in, you made some friends, you bust a nut.
Right.
Or, you know, you know, that has no love in it, but it is sex. It is. And is it different? Probably. Like,
is
like,
sex different than love?
No, is a quick fling sex different from sex with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a thing friend, a significant other? Like, are those
I guess it
different things?
depends on what. I guess it's really not different unless you attach something else to it.
Right.
Right? Because I mean, like your generic like fling one night stand, that type of where it's just visceral, it's just cathartic. You're just trying to like bust a nut. You can apply that to a relationship too.
Yeah, exactly. They exist at the same time because it's the same thing. It's just a different sort of release. Like, that's more of just a physical release. But you can combine that with love and turn it into this far more closeness thing. Because you can have sex with someone and not feel close to them at all.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same thing. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of attribute, is like, that's the difference. Like, I love my parents, I love my girlfriend, but I wouldn't fuck my parents. But like, of course you wouldn't, because fuck does not mean love. I mean, maybe you're into
I
fucking your
guess
parents. Like, no, I'm not going to judge, but that's still,
I mean, I think it's okay to judge that. I don't think there's a lot of people. I don't think there's a lot of people defending the people that want to fuck their parents.
I mean, I'm not judging them. I really am not. Like,
I mean, I don't want to kink shame, but I would shame that kink. You shouldn't fuck your parents.
See, I personally don't want to fuck my parents, but like, if someone wants to, I don't think there's harm to it.
Want to fuck your parents or their own? I guess both, right?
I guess either.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I know at least one person who wants to fuck my mom, being my dad.
That's fair.
And, if someone else wants to do it, whatever, do you.
That's fair. I feel like we've lost the thread here. So bringing it back in topic a little bit. So
monogamy.
So monogamy. I think I am in the boat that I am almost, serial monogamous. I have even been given the chance to be polyamorous, and I just could not bring myself to do it. And I'm not sure if it's a defense mechanism. See, I don't know how to word it. It's like I'm inclined to blame everything that I have, like, relationship wise, on my past, like, relationships, especially the ones I've been cheated on. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm necessarily monogamous in the sense that, like, I believe in, like, one love, one person, you only love one person at a time, yada yada yada, or if I am just hyper insecure with the idea of my significant other being with another person.
I mean, that is a thing. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that you feel monogamous. That as well. Like, even though I don't believe it exists, you're free to believe whatever you like, and that's how this works. So feel free to be monogamous. But, what were you just saying? Remind me again. I just lost it.
That I don't know if I'm necessarily monogamous or if I am just really against the idea of somebody else touching my SO.
Oh, right. Jealousy. I mean, that's the thing that does it for a lot of people, because people assign, in my opinion, this feeling of ownership to relationships, and I think that's ultimately damaging. The way I look at it is that, like, if my significant other spends a night out with her friends who I don't necessarily like, when she could be spending the night out, with me. Should I be mad? No, that's wrong, because she should be able to have friends with whoever she likes. But that's almost like the same thing as her, because sex does not mean love. That's almost the same thing as her just having sex with someone, because there was no love there. Why should I be mad at her for just spending time with others?
Wow, so you would legitimately not be angry if your significant other had sex with another person?
So,
or
yes.
would you have to like know them well enough that there's no feelings behind it?
Well,
like, I mean, what if it was like
to.
a straight up stranger?
So, it depends. For me, I know that people do attribute sex with love. I know that I don't, but many people do. And so if I go into a relationship saying that that's, an okay thing for them to do, I need to believe that they believe it. Because if they do attribute sex with love, then, they they might be doing this for a reason that's damaging and, should be talked about, instead of just letting go and ultimately leading to anger and frustration later at something that I had no control about, So if this person I was with had already made it clear, like, yeah, I feel the same way, then yeah, I would not be angry at all. But if, like in the current relationship that I'm in, if the person, made it clear that she's very monogamous, does not want me to be touching other people, and gets jealous of the idea of me doing that, then I'd be mad if she did that, because I'm being okay with her restricting me. She shouldn't be able to do the same thing back at me,
Yeah, I understand.
And it's not that it's a bad thing. Like, honestly, I still love her. That's why I'm with her. But that's the thing, is like, it still is cheating if the person doing it feels that it's cheating.
Yeah, do you let me ask you this. Do you believe that it's up to the person that feels cheated on what constitutes cheating?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't know if I've ever thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, kind of off topic of like monogamy, but like,
no, it's definitely in the same ballpark,
in the same wheelhouse. Yeah, let me phrase it this way. Let's say that you're dating a girl,
okay,
and you guys are monogamous, and it was established before you guys even dated that there was, it was like a standard monogamous relationship, right?
Right.
And then you were texting like another girl that you used to be friends with for like a really long time. You guys have known each other for like 10 years. There's absolutely nothing sexual between you guys. And one day you go out to like dinner with her, and you go to the movies with her, and something happens, and it just slips your mind, and you end up not telling your significant other. You just totally space it. And then she finds out through like Snapchat or like Facebook tags or something that you guys were like at the movies together, and you guys went to dinner together and everything like that. And then later when you got home, she feels cheated on. Do you think that you have like a responsibility to comfort her, or can you just say, I didn't cheat? Or do you think that it's up to them to decide what cheating is?
In that regard, I think that sort of mindset is really damaging. That you can't trust your significant other enough to be alone with another person of the kind that they prefer and not cheat. So if I came home and my significant other said they felt cheated on, I'd be mad. I'd say, this is unfair, I should be trusted because I give you this amount of trust. I was, away with this person while you were off doing whatever you were doing. I don't know. It's okay. I don't need to know, because I trust you, because I love you. So no, they shouldn't be able to say, that was cheating, because then it gets into the like now you can't even be a nice person to people. Like if I go up to someone and say, hey, I really like that shirt. Hey, I really like your hat. Hey, that's a nice dress. Those are awesome shoes. That's obviously an innocent compliment, and if somebody were to label that as cheating, that would be disrespectful. Like, I'm just being a nice person because I'm appreciating this thing that I like. It's in the same vein. I should be able to kind of speak to people and speak my mind, keep my opinions, and share them and make people happy because I want them to be happy about this thing that I appreciated about them. If I can't do that, that's not okay. That's damaging. That's
Well, yeah, but that's kind of like my exact point though. Is like, for you, it's damaging, and you don't, that kind of mindset to you. You really strongly disagree with it. You don't like it. But like, coming from your perspective as her significant other, would you like coddle her, or would you be firm and like, no, I'm sorry you're upset, but I do not consider this cheating, and I'm not going to let you label me a cheater when, I don't think I cheated.
Well, okay. I mean, if I came into that conversation and these kinds of things were not talked about beforehand, like these opinions, then first I'd go into a discussion about it. I'd see, where the disconnect in our thinkings was and what made us think that way and who was thinking, damagingly, or I don't want to say wrongly, but who is putting assumptions into the air. And, if we had that sort of conversation and they were still mad at me, I wouldn't coddle. I would stand my ground. Like, that's my opinion. I keep it because I think it is a good one. And you can't be mad at me for my opinion when you assumed it. Maybe you can be mad at me for my opinion after you know it, but you can't be mad at me for something that you didn't know.
Okay.
But if we went in this conversation, they were jealous of me, and they were fully aware that I felt this way, and I was fully aware that they felt the opposite way, then yeah, I'd be sorry. Like if they had made it clear to me that, hey, by the way, I feel kind of jealous when you're spending time with your female friends and I'm not there, and I don't know about it. Like if they told me that, like that's okay, that's fine. I can't control the way that you feel sometimes, and maybe it's all right. You can't, whatever.
So let me ask you something. If this is too personal, you don't have to answer. I'll cut it out. Have you ever been cheated on before?
I have not.
Okay. I wonder if that plays into being okay with like being in a relationship that's not, monogamous. I know, because I know you don't label yourself strictly poly, but to just being like okay with the idea of it, I wonder if being cheated on plays into that, what's like at all. Because I often wonder if that's why I'm so like skittish about stuff like that. Because I guess my biggest fear would be a one night stand of meaningless sex that doesn't matter, and then they end up falling for them.
Right. Well, I mean, that same thing can happen just having a conversation with someone. That same thing can happen just standing around with them, just glimpsing them across the room. Maybe it's like you're literally, love at first sight. Like a night of sex is not going to change that. So, I mean, no, it's not a good thing to cheat on people, but I don't think, like, again, that sex has anything to do with love.
Right.
Cheating is, but it's not, having sex with someone else. Cheating is disrespecting the opinion of your significant other. It's doing the exact opposite of what you promised them. And if in a relationship you promise that you're gonna be with them and them only, then you don't lie about that. Same thing as if you're in a poly relationship. You know, you lay ground rules. It's not necessarily, oh,
Right.
hi, donut, welcome.
Okay. 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 We'll stop it there, Dylan. That was like 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
And that's going to do it for our first podcast. Thank you for listening to our trial. It's kind of messy, kind of complicated. We didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't really have a script or anything. We just kind of talked about whatever we could. So thanks for listening, and good night, and good luck.